Alright, so today on the bench, I'm excited about this one. We got to put some strings on a Harley Benton. And this looks like a double cut, maybe Les Paul Jr. design. You got the dog ear P90 right there. The wraparound compensated tailpiece. And we got some dangerous fret ends on this one that needs some attention. Let's go ahead and plug it in and see if she makes noise. Yes. So everything's good with the electronics. This thing is basically new. It still has the plastic on the pickguard. I'll probably pull that off because I usually do that kind of stuff. Still got the little protective plastic on the back plate. Set neck construction. It looks kind of like the Kluson style, maybe the Gibson style tuners on here. Made in Indonesia. They got the little white plastic buttons on there. So let's go ahead and we're just going to rip these strings right off. Just get rid of these things. There we go. And the tailpiece should just slip right off of here. And it does. It's got what it says, the Roswell pickup on there, branded pickup. Harley Benton uses them on everything. The fretboard color is a little bit weird because it's kind of a purple color in a way. So, but I know that these fret ends are kind of rough. So it wouldn't pass the McKnight sock test, and there's a lot of back bow in the neck. So somebody tried to tighten that up to bring the action down. Alright, so guys, don't be afraid to adjust your truss rod. It takes a lot to break one of these things. The worst thing you could do is strip them out by putting the wrong wrench in there. But that thing, okay, now it's really loose. It's just kind of floating around in its center position. So we're going to leave it there for a few minutes until we get strings on it. And then once you have that string tension back, sometimes that'll pull it forward. And then we'll take another look at if the neck is nice and flat, how much relief is in it. Okay, so I've got my StewMac fret file that I recently bought. It's been a couple of months now. And what I do, I just go along here and I give each fret one little swipe. And I kind of roll over the top, kind of an action. And now I do own this guitar, and it's going to be out on the showroom floor here in a couple of days, maybe tomorrow, right? And so it'll be for sale. And if you just go ahead and take 10 minutes to file these frets and make them feel really nice, it helps the guitar to sell quicker. This is one of those guitars that you guys can help me, but I think it's probably about $150 or so, and that's probably where I'll price it. Leave me some comments. Let me know if I'm way out in left field on that. And I think 150 bucks is about what they should go for, realistically. Harley Benton guitars were the talk of the town 4 or 5 years ago. Everybody was freaking out on Harley Benton. because they were so cheap, and sold out of Thomann, giant company in Germany. Huge. It's like the sweet water of Germany, right? Thomann. Okay, now I'm going to flip it around this way so I can hit the top of the frets. But Harley Benton, Thomann created Harley Benton guitars, and they came up with the name, and some people, you know, it's not maybe the greatest name, but they wanted to appeal to Americans, I think, when they came up with the name Harley Benton. So there isn't actually a person, I'm sure there's people and their name is Harley Benton, but there isn't a person that this guitar is named after. It's a fictitious name that they came up with. Okay, there we go. So that pretty much made this these fret ends. You know, there's no fret sprout anymore. That pretty much solved any of the problems. But I still will take one of my micro mesh cloths, micro mesh pad, and this is like a 2000 grit or something. Then I'll just rub it across here like this a little bit, just to really smooth them out. Both sides, top and bottom. There we go. So, okay, so that 5 minutes or 10 minutes that I just spent right there, it makes a big difference when somebody goes to play this guitar sitting here in my store. I got a lot better chance of selling this thing now. Maybe it's Purple Heart, that fretboard. Some of you guys might go online if you're interested and actually research what that wood is. But yeah, it shined up nice. It's kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Nice.
Alright, let's put some strings on it. Alright, let's see. I got my strings right here. And so I'm going to load the bridge like this. So the strings go in through the front because then they bend over the top, right? So I'm going to load the front. I'm putting 10 gauge strings on this. Alright, so this just slides back on here. When I was cleaning this, I kind of moved these around a little, so I kind of put these posts back in there. Not really a big fan of how much that wiggles around in there. To me, that should, just thinking that should be tighter. Wouldn't you think? Alright, I don't design these things, I just restring them. Nope, there it goes. Wrap it around. Come up here through the tuner and tighten it down. Then you make sure that the string is sort of straight across and it's setting in the saddle. And then these screws on the back here, these are basically so you can intonate the guitar where you can have it set this direction or more like this direction. So yeah, these screws are to you know, set the bridge at a certain spot so that it's intonated. But it also has the saddles that you can adjust, adjustable saddles. So hopefully this thing will intonate nicely after all the strings are on. Kind of put a lot of winds around that high E string. I put 10 gauge strings on this because scale length here, this is 24 3/4 inch scale length. So it's, you know, it's the Gibson scale length. And I like to roll with 10s on that, Gibson scale length stuff. And on the Fender scale length, 25.5, I like 9s. Okay, the B was right there. Okay, just real quick. Okay, gonna have to raise. This bridge a little bit. And you know, sometimes this is easier than others. The problem is sometimes your screwdriver will it'll leave little marks in here, which is kind of sad, but here we go. And then I just kind of look at it like this and try to see if it looks straight in there. And it looks like this side needs to come up a little tiny bit. You can see somebody has had a screwdriver in there already, because you can see a little tiny ding in the side right there. Alright, here we go. Let's see what happens now. Uh-oh. So we're fretting out here. So let's take another look at our neck. It looks pretty straight. There's no relief whatsoever. So let me get my wrench again. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to loosen this truss rod a little bit more, so we have a little tiny bit of back bow in it. Okay, so I got the right wrench in here. Now I'm going to loosen this, and I'm feeling it grab hold. So hopefully this is putting a little bit of some relief in the neck. Not so much yet. Give it one more turn. Well, I'm gonna really go crazy here. There you go. Oh, I heard it in there. I could hear the truss rod inside there moving around and doing stuff. All right, there we go. I've got a little bit of relief. Okay, so that got that buzz out of there. All right, so one more time, stretching the strings out a little bit. I do like this fretboard wood. Again, I don't know what it is, but it looks purple. Okay, let's check the intonation here. Hey, the E string looks good. A string is spot on. Is that in its saddle? Oh, that D string, she wasn't even down in its saddle right. You guys were probably watching the video going, man, that idiot doesn't even have that D string down in the saddle. G string a little tiny bit sharp. The B looks spot on. High E string looks good. I'm gonna leave her right there. It has low action still. There's no fret buzz anymore at that first fret. You get a little screwdriver here. Only one screw holding the truss rod cover on, which is good, convenient. Yeah, so I think we're good on this guy. Single dog ear P90 Harley Benton SG Junior kind of guitar here. Thank you guys for watching. Everybody have a great day. Put this out on the sales floor and try to sell it. Bye guys. Thanks for watching.